Hello, my name is Mike Hall. I am the owner of MWH Wine Merchants. I have been in the wine trade since 1978 and I'm here today to show you how to decant vintage port. I'm also going to show you that you should not be worried about heavily ullaged bottles of vintage port, which many people will not touch, but honestly they can be very good indeed. Here we have a bottle of 1966 Graham. This is one of the greats. It also has quite a large ullage. You can see here that the level is way below the label. Now I know that many people will not touch this, but I'm going to show to you that you can, and it will drink exceptionally well. Right, now in order not to cause a mess, I'm going to take this bottle over to the sink and take the wax off the top. In order not to make a mess in the sink, I suggest you put some kitchen roll under the bottle, like that. And then get your corkscrew and tap the top. Not too hard, because it will make a mess, but you can see, tapping like that, the wax starts to come off. Don't worry if this little label here comes off. It's no problem at all. Use your fingers as well. Now, I would say that is absolutely fine now. Now we can extract the cork. Now this is without doubt the most difficult part of this job, extracting the cork. All old vintage port corks basically crumble as soon as you try to take them out. And I will now show you what normally happens. Now you can see this cork is very delicate. As soon as I started screwing in, it started moving. Now, probably only half the cork will come out. Well, that is actually a miracle. The whole cork came out in one go. But you can see it's quite dried out because of the ullage. Now we can decant it. When you decant vintage port, you need a jug, a funnel, and a coffee filter paper. Now in the old days people used to use muslins. Well, you don't need to use those these days. Also some people use old-fashioned ladies' stockings. But again, I say all you need is a coffee filter paper. These are neutral, they're not going to taint the wine at all. So put it into the funnel and just pour. What generally happens is that the liquid will come out at the beginning very quickly, but the more you decant the bottle, the slower it will come out. Make sure you put every drop into the funnel. There is no point wasting it. There, we got every drop. Time to taste. Considering how old this port is, the colour is absolutely extraordinary. I'll just have a little sniff. Smells absolutely beautiful. The taste is magnificent. It really is extraordinary how a bottle that, as I said at the beginning, had such a poor ullage, which was down to here, well below the label, well below the shoulder. As I said, most people wouldn't touch this, but here's the proof that you can drink this with pleasure. How is this possible? Well, the reason it's possible is because vintage port has 20% white spirit in it, i.e. 20% brandy. And there's a very good reason for that. And it all goes back 200 years when this country was almost permanently at war with the French and the Spanish. So we weren't able to buy any wine from them in those days. So we started buying wine from Portugal, who were our allies, and they still are to this day. Now all the wine we bought from them was taken over in barrels over the Bay of Biscay into southern England, and it was unloaded at Portsmouth, Southampton, etc., taken all over the country. But of course, sometimes the wine would be spoilt. It went off. basically the wines weren't that good. So they came up with this idea that in order to make them survive the trip over the Bay of Biscay, they would add 20% spirit to it. So that is how port was born. This was how to decant vintage port. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.